Welcome back into FedEx Field, where the Commanders hold off the Packers 23-21 today to win on homecoming alumni weekend. And I sit here with a jovial Fred Smoot, who, of course,
yes.
throughout his career had quite a few battles with these cheeseheads and these folks from Green Bay, and felt like you were back in Minnesota today, maybe.
It did. All I can say is this. The milk has gone bad. All right, listen, we needed this game. Yeah. I felt like we were just a good matchup for them and a bad matchup for them when it came on offense, and that we could come out here and we can make enough plays, and Heineke just kept going, kept on digging. These guys made the play, so I had to give it to them. Guess what? These guys are one game away from being a 500 team.
Yeah.
And I know stuff they've been through this year, that's a lot to say.
Yeah, look, Taylor, he got off to a slow start, but obviously made some plays he needed to. That was a beautiful touchdown pass to Terry McLaurin. And this team today obviously stayed more committed to the running game and really outnumbered the Packers quite a bit in this football game. Green Bay didn't even convert a third down today.
And that's what the defense been playing like that for the last couple of weeks, and now they put everything together. I still want to see a couple plays made in their back end, but I thought they made the plays when it's counted. And at the end of the day, they forced Aaron Jones to be the best receiver that Green Bay had today, and that had a lot to do with the victory.
All right, we'll open the phone lines here in a bit. If you're joining us via Big 100 in Washington, D.C., or wherever you may be around the Washington Commanders radio network, 1-800-493-1003, 1-800-493-1003. We'll get in the locker room here in a bit with Julie Donaldson and London Fletcher. We'll hear from head coach Ron Rivera. We'll hear from Taylor Heineke, and I'm sure many more players will want to talk today. It is a victory over the Green Bay Packers, and you said now 2 straight wins. You beat the Bears a few weeks ago with Carson Wentz. Obviously, Carson's going to be out at least 4 weeks. Went on the injured reserve yesterday officially. So this is Taylor Heineke's team for the foreseeable future. And today again, there's some things I'm sure they can learn from this one. But overall, a winning performance is all you can ask for.
Oh, that's what you ask for when your backup comes in a game. If he can win a game, you don't care how ugly and how pretty it is. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's a W. And when you put W's in the sky, you usually spell Washington. That hasn't happened in a while, Jackson. So what I'm saying is,
we haven't scored in 20s for quite a few weeks either, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to say, but all I need is one more point than you, Jack.
Yeah,
and
right.
I think that's what they proved today. Like, let's just go out here and let's just pick up where we left off when I was starting the last time, and let's just win by any means necessary. Tress Way, by the way, continues to dominate games. Nobody want to talk about it.
No, he was tremendous. And look, field advantage is a big deal here today. Obviously, they flipped the field a couple times. We are brought to you by Window Nation. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Pay nothing until 2025. Visit windownation.com. All right, so it was a rough first half for the Commanders on offense, but yet they're only down by 4 at the break, right?
Yep.
They come out in the second half, obviously, and look much better. They hit the big play to McLaurin. Things from there obviously improved. I think at one point they had, 20 unanswered points prior to the Packers getting that last touchdown in there.
And that's what you're saying, momentum, going on runs. That's what they did. You make one play, you believe you can make the next. And I think what's going to be really what people talk about is the ground game. The ground game controlled it. The ground game kept Aaron Rodgers on the sideline. Robinson got the tough yards. Gibson got the fast, agility yards. They played off each other well. And then later in the game, Heineke started to make the plays that count, to come back to Terry to ice the game. Like, these are the plays that you have to make. And, hey, I just have to be honest. Heineke has a Rocky effect. Like, when Rocky is the ultimate underdog, Heineke is the ultimate underdog. Not supposed to be on a pro football field, but yet he is. Yet he's running around and he's having fun. And having fun and winning, it's infectious.
Yeah, and just 1 sack today. And, of course, some of those he avoided because of, we talked about all the time, the mobility, the ability to get out of his own way. Also not holding the ball too long, not drifting into sacks, some of the things that have been the problem over these last couple of weeks. So, look, this is the formula Ron Rivera has been talking about for a while, right? He's been saying, well, last year we had a formula. Here's what it looks like. We need to get back to it. Obviously, they were able to do that today, and now you got to take it on the road next week to Indianapolis as well.
It's called what you call boring winning. All right? That means we're going to do it by any means necessary. It's not going to be a lot of flash. We're just going to make the plays when they need to be made, and we're going to play tough defense. I got to give it up to the defense. The defense to give up no third downs to Aaron Rodgers, even though he had the faceless men at wide receiver. We're not going to act like he had the best wide receiving core all the time, but the guys went out there, they did their job, didn't let a lot of balls get over their head, and that's why we're talking about a victory right now.
Well, like the last couple weeks, the big thing for the Commanders has been the sacks, the pressures, but today against Rodgers, he was getting the ball out quickly. There really wasn't those opportunities to go after him. And, they did a good job in the back end limiting any real big plays because the big play obviously has been killing this defense all season long. When they've lost, they've given up big plays. And there weren't those big plays, available today for Green Bay. I think their biggest play was a 26-yard play.
I enjoyed watching us ride that emotional roller coaster, though, because after that pick six, when Heineken threw the pick six, you could see all the air out the stadium just get sucked out the stadium, but they just kept on digging. And that's what you want to see. You want to see, because games are not going to always be good. You want to see your guys problem solve, one. You want to see them, two, sink their emotions and understand what they got to do. And three, you want to see them go out there and execute and do it. And that's what this team did.
Yeah, and of course they took advantage of an early turnover on special teams for the second straight week, a muff punt. You mentioned Tress Way. I mean, he's a big part of that. It's not easy catching a ball for left-footed punters. You hear people say it all the time. Ryan Mitchell says it all the time. I mean, he's one of the greatest of the game.
The spin of the ball goes the opposite direction than the catchers are used to catching, and that's just like a left-hand quarterback. Like when you get a left-hand quarterback, the spin rotates the opposite direction. Like it's like living in Australia and flushing the commode. It flushes the opposite way.
I did not know that.
You did not know that?
No, news you can use from Fred Smoot, everybody. I appreciate that. Thank you.
When you flush it in America, it's clockwise.
Okay.
When you flush it in Australia, it's counterclockwise.
Is it just Australia, or is there other countries that do this?
New Zealand. At the end of the day, anybody in that hemisphere. But I did go to the Higher Learning Institute of Mississippi State University, so I understand why I understand these things.
You want to leave that open?
Not Old Dominion. I'm sorry.
You want to leave Mississippi State open for a minute?
Mississippi State, right? I wish I had my cowbell. I'd be ringing it right now.
Did you guys have a game this week?
Don't worry about that. We don't talk about bad stuff on this show, Jack. We talk about real stuff on this show.
It's starting to rain on us, which is going to be interesting. Hopefully we won't get electrocuted while we're there. It's never fun to be electrocuted while being there. Let's get to Brian Robinson today. This was now, another game under his belt back. You can kind of see some of the things coming back from him. He's still probably not quite where he needs to be, but today, big workload, 20 carries, 73 yards, also caught a couple balls out of the backfield as well. That 1-2 punch with him and Gibson really worked well today. Gibson had 58 yards on the ground, also caught a touchdown pass.
He beat him down. Robinson beat him down, and Gibson finessed him. And that's what you want. We got our version of lightning and thunder at the end of the day. Brian Robinson leans on running backs. He makes it hard to tackle him in the third and the fourth quarter. He just keep banging it. And the more he runs the ball, he's going to see, hey, I can't get around the corner on these guys. I got to put one foot in the ground, and I got to get downhill, and I got to punish the first, the second, and the third guy that gets there. And Gibson comes in after he didn't beat him down a little bit, and he gives him something totally different. And backs with Antonio Gibson's skill set have hurt Green Bay all year. Actually, I would have started Antonio Gibson this game because I feel like he fit better against Green Bay's defense.
Well, and it's good to see him do kick returns too, right? I mean, he's getting 25 plus every single time. I mean, he's getting you out of your end zone. If he's taking it out, he's not getting hit at the 10. And he's been very decisive doing that, too. So that's been a nice part of this thing. Armani Rogers was a big part of the offense today. Even a wildcat set for him in the red zone, which was not something I had on my radar today.
Anytime he gets in the game, he shines. All right, and you brought up Antonio Gibson returning. I think that's going to be special. All right, nothing to say about Dax Milne. No, I'm going to say it about Dax Milne. He ain't explosive. He ain't explosive enough to do what these guys did. So, yeah, Antonio Gibson doing that, great.
All right, let's go in the locker room right now. Julie Donaldson, London Fletcher standing by with Mr. St. Juiced, who had a big day.
Juice.
We appreciate, first off, you coming, not having a chance to this, but how does this win feel, knowing that it was here on homecoming weekend, and there are so many legends that played this game watching this one today?
Great honor. Very motivated to go get this win today because throughout this whole week we had a few speeches from some of the alumni, some of the guys that play here, and built this legacy and built this team for what it is right now. And they gave us, great speeches on how we need to come together as one, play as one. There's no individual in this team that's better than somebody else, and we just need to come together and really come with that swagger. Like I remember the wide receiver group told us on Friday, you need to play like you're gonna win. They say they used to tell the routes before they even play starts, and he would still route him up and catch the ball. So that's how you need to play defense, offense. You go out there, you're better than him, and you're gonna make it happen over, and you're gonna make that play over again. That's what we did today.
Let me ask you then real quick here. If a receiver was telling you what they were going to run, how do you think you'd react or maybe play that?
Oh, is that a little chip on my shoulder? You think you're going to make the play by just telling me because you're better than me? No, I'm going to make the play before you. So, yeah.
Benjamin, you guys were able to hold Green Bay to less than 200 yards passing, also 0 for 6 on third downs. What was the key for you guys being so tight and disciplined in defensive coverage?
I mean, obviously, like, props to 12 on the other side. He's a future Hall of Famer. You can't give him any gifts, no explosive plays, because he's going to capitalize on those. So all we wanted to do is keep him to his short, intermediate plays, screens, a little slant here and there, but nothing over the top. No fade balls, no deep corners or anything. That way they can't win against us because they have to go down the whole field. And as you said, they wasn't effective on third down, so we got them off the field.
As you look at this game plan, you guys did a great job of playing complementary football. The special teams came up with a big play with the muff punt. Offensively, when you see your offense able to run the ball 38 times and control the clock like they did, what are you guys thinking defensively when you're watching that happen?
That's amazing. Obviously, like, we've been playing very well on defense every week, progressing, but to see the offense progress at the same time and we all come together, like, that's dangerous. Before that, we might have had a little bit of issue, finishing the game on offense or creating explosive plays, and the defense had to be there a little bit more on the field. But now that we come together, we can make some real damage.
You started off on the inside this season. You had to move the outside, but we talked about how you had some of that experience last season playing on the outside, and it's seeming to not be too big for you as well. And now people are really starting to take notice. I don't know how much you pay attention to the numbers against, but quarterbacks are not really completing against you. What do you attest the success that you're being able to have so far to?
Being coachable. Listen to my veterans. I'm one of those guys that's super humble and that never gets too big, for the moment or anything. I'm always down to get some coaching out of my coaches that have been there for a long time, out of the veterans that have been there, on techniques, on how to be poised in certain moments. And week in, week out, throughout the week, I just try to get better on some certain things, so then when it comes to game day, you see the result, but, I see the progress throughout the whole week of, stacking those days of good work.
Well, we like seeing the success that you're having. Talking about coaching, we're going to have head coach Ron Rivera coming in here. Thank you so much, Benjamin St. Juice. We're kind of getting used to talking with Ben here post games. Thank you so much. No problem. Okay, because he's really kind of being that kind of a guy where quarterbacks are now going to have to be really aware of him and where he is on the field as we do bring in head coach Ron Rivera. Congratulations, coach. This one on home. Understand the value and how important it is to have so many greats that played this game here. Just the overall, we can see here the locker room really needed this.
It did. Based on what happened last Thursday night and what happened today, I think it really is one of those things that helped settle these guys, show these guys what they're capable of. But alumni week was really cool. It really was. It really was. On Friday we had the posse show up. Ricky and Art were amazing. They spoke to the players after practice, and it was about as inspirational as I've seen it, almost as good as you.
Well, Benjamin St. Juice was saying, too, that a lot of what those guys were saying is it's the attitude. It's the attitude that you come in, and I know, London, we've talked about this as well, is the expectation is to win, and you don't even let that play mind games with you there as well.
Coach, as I watch the game and look at the stats, two things that stand out to me. 38 carries for 166 yards, and also 7 for 16 on third down. One, at the end of the game where they knew you guys were going to run. But just talk about the game plan and how you were able to attack the Packers and have so much success offensively.
It was one of those things that we really felt that downhill with the football is going to be very conducive for us. It was going to be really good for our offensive line because they were going to get an opportunity to tee off early and then settle into the game plan. And they really reacted well. Sure, there were a couple times it was 3 yards or less, but we were going to continue to stay with it. I thought Scott did a nice job in terms of mixing those play calls. I thought some of his play action was very fortuitous. And then some of the drop back, where Taylor had the opportunity to tuck the ball and run, that really helped impact the game as well.
Let's talk about Taylor for a second, and we do have to give props to the offensive line as well. They didn't go with many sacks. A lot of that is you see Taylor using his legs as well, but a little bit of a shaky start, and I think that probably is to be expected. He hasn't been starting out there, but man, after throwing that pick six, he really kind of seemed to settle into a certain rhythm and really had a strong second half. Oh,
very much so, because when you look at what happened, early on, he was late. He was late on a couple balls that got knocked down, quite honestly. So on the one he threw for the interception was because he was late. But as he settled in, and you saw it, probably the one that showed the most was the throw to Terry. Off of the play action, hit that back, little hitch, and then let it go. It was about as good as it got.
And as you mentioned the play action, and the reason I mentioned running the football, that was something I talked to Julie about in the week leading up, where when you run the ball so effectively, you talk about being able to get shots down the field, it's going to force that defense to commit more guys to the run play. And you get Terry one-on-one with their Pro Bowl corner, and Taylor just makes a perfect throw on that pass.
Clutch.
And that's exactly it, London, is, again, because play action feeds off of being able to run the ball successfully. And when we pop a couple and then Scott mixes it in at the right time, those are the opportunities, especially if they're going to press Terry. But the thing you got to be careful is you turn around and we had a healthy Jahan back there, and we get Curtis out there, and you press all three of those guys. He's going to have to choose which one he wants to throw the ball to.
Coach, what was going through your head as you're watching that final play by Green Bay out there?
I had a flashback to my college days. I'm thinking, no.
Yeah.
We cannot have those many laterals.
Do not cue the band.
Coaches, your defense, they held Aaron Rodgers in that passing attack to under 200 yards passing, 0 for 6 on third downs. What was really the key for you guys defensively against Aaron Rodgers in that offense?
Well, I think a couple things. One is being able to handle the run for the most part. When we were able to put them in second and long, third and long, that really helped us, very beneficial, because I know one thing with the pass rush, and we were close, but he got rid of the ball in plenty of time to, so he didn't take those types of hits, and that really helps. It's just, the threat of our pass rush.
Coach, thank you so much. Enjoy this win, and we've got Indianapolis next. So, again, the NFL, it comes fast and furious. Thank you so much, Coach Rivera. Celebration.
All right, thanks, Coach.
How nice is it, London, to be here and to be able to just you can feel, we felt it after the Bears game, but we also knew after that game as well that it wasn't the way that they wanted it. It wasn't the prettiest of wins. It's more that they kind of got lucky, but at least they stopped the losing. And they said that's the best way to put together a winning streak is to get that first win. But the way that they won today.
It's big because you look at early in the game, the offense was kind of stagnant, and what happens, the defense, the field goal, the punt team was able to recover a punt. And we get points off of that. The defense was doing a good job of holding Green Bay until the offense got going. And we can't say enough about the offensive line and the way they blocked and ran, and the way Gibson ran the football, and the way Brian Robinson ran the game. Ran the ball. I thought on that run where he's dragging four Packers defenders for an extra 10 yards, that was an attitude type of run. And that sends a message to the entire team that we're here and we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, he has the ability you see their strength to be able to carry defenders with them. And a lot of that, I think, goes to having the alumni here, having the posse, having Art Monk, Ricky Sanders, Gary Clark being the ones that are saying, look, it is that mindset that you can do that. And then when you do, it becomes that extra yard. It becomes that extra play that you get to make that maybe would have been something that would defeat you and potentially hold you back before.
Well, Santana and I, we had him on the Players Club, and we talked to, and I mentioned having seen Brian after the Chicago game, and I said, I saw you starting to get a little bit of your burst back and making some moves, and he said, he's still working to get himself better, and he said he's going to be better, and when he's all the way healthy, it's only going to get better for him.
I would imagine. We're going to keep this going on in here. Hello, Curtis Samuel joining us. Good to see you. I like your jacket. I've got one here as well. Yeah, they are. So the jackets that we're wearing, for those that are listening on the radio, they are by DC Proper. It is a black-owned business, and they created a line specifically for the Washington Commanders. So you've got the black varsity jacket on. I've got the pink varsity jacket on. We'll get you one, London, but it looks fresh. Pretty warm, too. Congratulations on this. What a way to be able to do that. What would you say was the big difference in the first half to the second half with Taylor Heineke out there and just the extra life that came back out?
I really think when we had the opportunities as receivers, running backs, tight ends, we made the plays. And I feel like majority of the plays that we made were like dynamic, explosive plays, and they got our offense going.
As we're out there watching you, run, there was one time you made a stop. I said, man, Curtis stopped on a dime and made change. That's what we were missing, your ability to make plays after the catch. One time, how could they lose sight of you on third down and just you were able to create plays like that?
I don't know. I hope moving forward teams keep doing that. Let me catch the ball. On third down, I feel like they're gonna be looking for me, and I feel like anytime I get the ball with one guy in front of me, there's no way he's stopping me.
We've seen you plenty of times before, a lot of times where say you're out there playing hoops, but you flat out said it's maybe the shooting that has you here playing football more. But you do have that ability to elude tackles and everything. Just what was it like, though, with Taylor out there? You never through a quarterback change, but unfortunately that is where it was, and you see the way that he played today. What do you have to say for the QB?
Definitely, unfortunately, we had a quarterback change. It's pretty much next man up. And as receivers, we got to go out there and play hard for him. That's the key. We got to go out there and make plays, get open, and just try to make things happen. We know he's going to extend plays a little bit, and we just got to keep moving and keep eyes on the quarterback.
Lastly, when I see the offense rush for 166 yards, a lot of that is keyed by you guys blocking on the perimeter. And there was times where you guys had some great blocks downfield. Is that something you guys take pride in and being able to get those blocks and help spring the running game?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's just something that we talk about in our room all the time. You know, it's just one of those things where you got to be able to make plays when the ball not in your hand. You know what I'm saying? So whether that's blocking, springing something loose for somebody else. I mean, that's just important for us as receivers.
All right, we are talking a little bit about the offensive line, so let's go ahead and bring in Sadiq Charles. Curtis, thanks so much. Congratulations. Enjoy this one.
Thank you.
All right, bringing in Sadiq Charles here. Sadiq, congratulations on this win. Great to have you here. The offensive line really kind of came together, and there's been so many challenges that you guys have had dealt with this season, with injuries, with shuffling and all around. How did this game feel for you guys?
It felt good to get a win, play together. I mean, I just play for my teammates, and we all play for each other.
You know, when we talked a bunch of times, we talked to Coach Rivera about your guys kind of setting the tone in the running game, firing off on the Packers defender. Is that something you guys were kind of thriving off of, feed off of, knowing that it was going to be a game plan, and you guys were it was on you guys to get that running game going?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we always feel like that. We always want to create great runs in the run game and help the team on the ground and in the pass, but today we just did really well.
How has it been, and what conversations were you guys having with Taylor Heineke having to take over, and especially at the half, because it seems like it was a little bit different of trying to settle in with him in the first half compared to the second, when guys seem to kind of find their rhythm?
We just were focusing on playing our game, giving them enough time, like blocking for them, doing our job. That's about it.
You know, this was your third consecutive start. Are you starting to feel, I know you came in early in the Dallas game, are you starting to feel more comfortable each and every week as you go out there and kind of knowing, hey, you're the starter now and this is your job, and are you starting to feel comfortable with the guys around you?
Yeah, I feel like I've always felt comfortable with my teammates and the offensive line that I play with. Just getting more snaps always helps, learning what goes on during the game.
I want to point out a positive on a negative play. The pick six. I think you were really close going all the way down the field to making that tackle. I was like, good. Sadiq's got some wheels on him.
I wasn't close enough. He scored, but just like I said earlier in the interview, just playing for my teammates. I wanted to get them down and tackle them. I did, and I tried. Yeah,
I think Taylor was just right there close to you as well, making that. But to talk about how this team kind of really turned things around after that and do get to celebrate this victory, Sadiq, so much. Thanks for stopping by and chatting with us. Enjoy this one. Okay, let's now send it back up to Fred and Scott. We will have more coming down here from the locker room as well, including Taylor Heineke.
All right, thank you, Julie. By the way, Ron Rivera was brought to you by Finch Turf, your exclusive John Deere golf and sports turf dealer. All right, Commanders win at 23-21 over the Packers today, improved to 3-4. Green Bay falls to 3-4. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll get to some phone calls. We'll get back in the locker room. 1-800-493-1003. 1-800-493-1003. It is the Commanders postgame show. You're watching Command Center postgame live on the Commanders YouTube channel and listening to Washington Commanders football.
Big.
Pizza, better with Pepsi. You ever wonder why people are always on their phones? They're banking with Bank of America. Look at this guy. He bought those tickets on his credit card, and he's racking up the rewards.
She's using Zelle to pay him back for the hot dogs he's about to buy.
That's going to bring it to a close here after 3.
He's not checking the stats. He's finding some investment ideas with Merrill.
And third, as you know, in baseball means 3.
Digital tools so impressive, you just can't stop banking. What would you like the power to do?
Finding the Honda you really want just got easier. With a longer limited warranty, so long. And complimentary oil changes within the first year. You've never been more at peace than with Honda Certified Pre-Owned.
It's your turn.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
Commanders fans, what a day. Beat the Pack. We're going to Indy next week.
Hey, let's go, Commanders. You know, hard-fought win, man. Let's keep that going, man.
Commanders fans, what's up, man? Terry McLaurin in the stadium. It's a great week, great game to come out with against a good opponent. We needed it. And when we needed it, we came through. Got the first down to win the game, and this is such a great team effort. We're going to go to Indy next week and try to get another one, but we're on a roll right now, so we appreciate y'all. Look at this. When it's fun, it's real fun. Let's try to keep it going.
(23-21) Commanders win today at FedEx Field, homecoming weekend. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification to listen to the Washington Commanders Radio Network. All right, back here on the post-game show. Let's go back into the locker room. London Fletcher is standing by with Terry McLaurin. London?
Mm-hmm.
For 73 yards and a TD, one long for 37. Congratulations on this game. And you got to do it in front of the Hall of Famer Art Monk, Sanders, Gary Clark, all those guys that came out and talked to your wide receiving room. How does this one, I guess, compare and feel now with 2 games in a row?
It feels really good to come back after a tough win last week on a short week, to come home and put on a good showing. And honestly, everybody's going to say, like, just win. But last week we kind of felt like, we got it done, but it wasn't no finality to it. And this week I feel like special teams made a play, defense made plays, and offense finished the game with the ball in our hands to try to win the game. And I think that's what we need as this team, to continue to play complementary football and win games. So it was fun to go out there and have a good showing in front of all the alumni and the guys who have built this place.
Terry, in that ball game, the Green Bay Packers, they decided to have Jair follow you around the field. You made a number of plays on him. Did you take that kind of personal when hey, this guy thinks they think he can cover me one-on-one?
And don't they call him jaw? Can't you just jaw back at him a little bit?
Yeah. I think when you're in this situation to have the kind of success that I've been fortunate enough to have, you're going to get the best guys week in and week out. And watching the film over the course of the season, he hadn't really been following guys too much. I think he followed Garrett Wilson for the first time last week, so I knew there was a chance he was going to follow me. So a lot of my film study was watching him, and I have a lot of respect for him. But in those situations where he's man-to-man and he has no help, they trust him to be in that situation to cover the number one guy. And for me, I take that as a challenge, and I get excited because I know if that ball is in the air, then I got to have it. And so just to be put in that position by Coach Turner, by Taylor, who dang near walked me that ball for that touchdown, that's what I feed off of. That's what I love, because I feel like that's one of the big reasons why I'm here, to make those big plays and win those matchups.
The touchdown was a huge play, but just as big was a third down play, 3rd and 9, late in the game, and you get a 12-yard out, and the comeback, the wherewithal to come back on that football when the play is called in the huddle, and they're counting on you to make a play. Does that make you feel good?
Yeah, in those moments you're confident, and I think the reason why you're confident in those moments is because you put the time and the work in, and you've been elevated by your teammates over the course of this season. They want you to be in those situations. Those situations don't happen by accident. I think you earn those situations as a player, and for myself, I'm very humble to be in those situations. I want to continue to make those plays so I could be in those situations time and time again. And hearing that play call, I knew it was one-on-one again. I knew I had the chance to make a play, and Taylor did a great job of giving me a ball to where I didn't go out of bounds. You know what I mean? I could get the ball and try to stay in bounds and keep the clock going. So that was a huge play, game on the line, and I love those moments. Coach Rivera talked all week about betting on yourself and betting on your teammates, betting on his team, and I have a lot of confidence in myself and in my ability, and I'm extremely blessed to be in this situation with my guys.
We know if it's ever one-on-one, this team will trust you in those situations. You've proven to be, especially in those 50-50 balls, and to be able to be that kind of dependable, reliable receiver. But we've also talked this season about, even Scott Turner said that he's like, we've got to be conscious on trying to make sure they get the ball to you. The fans, they really want to kind of see you getting going early. We're able to see how you can contribute, especially late. But is that challenging or what is the challenge for you in those situations when you know you have to maybe wait for your number to be called?
Yeah, I think it's definitely staying focused on the task at hand, not worried about the last play, but focused on the next play. And I think, when you're a competitor, when you're a guy who just wants to win and make those plays for your team, you're itching at every opportunity to try to get the ball. And sometimes everything doesn't come up as clean as you want to. The defense gets paid; they make a lot of plays. But I got to give credit to Coach Turner and Taylor, because all week they've been saying they want to try to get me the ball more and get me more involved. And for myself, I just wanted to be ready for those opportunities, and hopefully that gives them more confidence to continue to do that. And I want to be a workhorse, a bell cow for this team. And I prepare my body in the offseason to be that guy, and I get the confidence from my teammates to be that guy. So I just want to continue to stay humble and be that guy in those moments.
That you are. Thank you. Congratulations, Terry. Enjoy this one. We've had to wait a long time to talk to Terry post-game, but glad to have you here. Thanks so much. Enjoy the night. Let's go ahead and bring in the quarterback that was giving the ball to him. Let's bring in Taylor Heineke for this one as they share a nice little hug, deservedly so, because this game was very hard fought, and it was kind of like a little bit of a tale of two halves. Taylor, thanks for joining us. I like a jacket. We're matching again. We've got the DC Proper varsity jackets going on here. Congratulations against the team that you're a fan of as well, but no hard feelings lost for them at all, right? Mom, family, if they're okay knowing that you sent Green Bay home with a loss?
Oh yeah, absolutely. My aunt down in Florida, she might be a little upset, but I'm sure she's proud of me.
Yes, very much so. Look, to get this start, we're all familiar with what you're capable of doing, and that's one of the things is that you're familiar with the scheme, with the offense, and what to do. But naturally, there's going to be a little bit of timing and chemistry that it takes to get into it. What to you is the big difference between the first half and the second half for you?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of timing, and again, I haven't played in a full game since last year, and that's no excuse. But I had a little bit of jitters there in the first half. And yeah, I missed a lot of throws there in the first half, and the pick six was huge. And our defense did a great job of holding them to 7 points really, or 14 points. But yeah, second half was huge. I came in, the guys were behind my back. They let me know that they had my back, and that meant a lot to me.
What was the conversation like with Scott Turner and Ken Zampese, your quarterback coach, in terms of just early in the game and trying to help you kind of get settled down?
Yeah, they said I'm seeing the field well. I was making all the right reads. It was just making the throw. So that was very encouraging, So when it comes to just being the physical part of the game, that's something that you can correct. So the second half was a totally different story, and I'm glad we came out on top.
What do we say about the offensive line, for the unit that they have, the shuffling that they've had to do? And I guess maybe your ability to maybe, use your legs, but still, they held their own. Y'all ran the ball really well today as well. 164 yards, I believe it was.
When you go out to play call and you see one-on-one with Terry down, outside, what's going through your mind as you go to the line of scrimmage?
Just give this guy a shot. That's the biggest thing. Make sure he touches the ball and give him a shot, because we paid him a lot of money and to make plays like that. So I'm just happy I gave him a shot. He made the play. He made a lot of plays there in the second half, and I'm glad he's on our team.
7 different guys with receptions. What is it like having so many different guys to be able to spread the ball around to?
Yeah, it's great. And again, we had some people out this week, so it'll be nice to get them back. But again, those guys that stepped in, they did a great job. So it's kudos to those guys. They work hard, and I'm glad it all came around in the second half.
All right, congratulations. Go enjoy this one. Go tell the family what the cheese heads that they have going on there. You get one up on this one. That's our quarterback, Taylor Heineke. Let's move it over to defense, London, and bring in Cam Curl. Cam being somebody who's really had, quite a time coming in here, as his season was delayed a little bit with a hand injury, undergoing surgery. But since he's been back, Cam Curl joins us now in really quite dominant performance. Congratulations. This is a really good defensive showing and outing for you guys. What was the mindset going into it?
I feel like we had a great game plan, for the team we was playing, and knowing going against a guy like Aaron Rodgers, we just had to, bring a little bit extra, be on top of our game a little bit more.
Green Bay early in the game, they took a little page out of the Bears' offense and tried to really attack the perimeters with some of the toss plays and stuff like that. What was the kind of communication like on the sideline to kind of get that taken care of?
Just to recognize the formation, you know what I'm saying, and get downhill, you know what I'm saying, and set an edge, really. Just get downhill and set an edge so we can get more guys to rally to the ball.
You know, as you go against a guy like Aaron Rodgers, future Hall of Famer, four-time, Super Bowl, four-time MVP, did you guys take that as a challenge to say, hey, we're going against this Green Bay Packers offense and this future Hall of Famer?
Yeah, I mean, we knew they was going to put the ball in the air. You know what I'm saying? We was hoping we could have got something off him. But, I mean, we got the dub, so that's all that mattered. But, like, just going against a guy like him, like, it shows you where your game is at, you know what I'm saying? Because he is one of the best. So just like, we're going to watch the film and make sure we're on top of our game and get better.
They have a couple of running backs as well that were able to really kind of make some big plays. What is the challenge when you know you're going up against two guys that have such athletic ability and that it might fall further back into your unit?
I feel like the main thing was just tackling them, like containing them, because like 33, he more of like, the shifty dude, and 28, he's going to run it downhill. So just being able to tackle him and really tackling in space.
What was going through your mind on that last play by Green Bay as they're throwing that football all around the field?
I mean, it was just, get it down, if we can get the ball off a pitch or something, but, like, really just not get out leverage, you know what I'm saying? But we got that flag at the end, and, we got to win the game.
I know Terry McLaurin was saying it looked like they've practiced that before
Yes,
because there was just a rhyme or reason to it. Cam Curl, congratulations. Go enjoy this one. We've got the Indianapolis Colts coming up next. Okay, so that's going to do it for us down here in the locker room. It's pretty much cleared out. Guys are excited to go home, celebrate with their families. We go 24,
I'm about to go
24,
celebrate.
24 hours to enjoy
Give me an
this
adult
one, right?
beverage. I got to get to the airport.
And there's something to say, though, because even as we were talking, as Terry McLaurin said, it just didn't feel complete in that victory over the Bears. And this one feels much more complete. To do it at home, homecoming weekend, the crowd stayed until the very end to see how that one went. And a good thing that they did. It was pretty wild. But it was great to see Washington get the victory. That's going to do it from here in the locker room. Let's go back up to Fred and Scott.
Julie in London, great work. We're going to get to some stats here before we get to timeout, brought to you by Novak, powering a bright future for you. 22 first downs for the Commanders to 16 for the Packers today, Fred. 0 for 6, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers on third downs. Commanders 7 of 16.
Krispy Kreme donut.
7 of 16, by the way, after starting 0 for 4, I believe it was, to start the game for the Commanders. So finished 7 of 12 in that category. Obviously, only 3 third down conversions the last 2 weeks. 72 total plays, just 47 for Green Bay. That's a big flip of the script as well. 364 yardage to 232. The time of possession, pretty much a avalanche towards the Commanders, 37-07 to 22-53. Both teams turned the ball over once. Obviously, the Commanders was a pick 6. The Packers, that muff punt that ended up leading to a field goal. 7 penalties for the Commanders. I think 3 were on the last Packers scoring drive.
Yep.
Up to that point, they'd only had 4.
Clean game.
Yeah, so 7 for 54. Packers had 9 for 69 on the day. Again, Commanders 166 yards rushing, their best of the season, 4.4 yards per carry. And a win. Brian Robinson, your leading rusher, 73 yards. Taylor Heineke, 20 of 33, 201 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. And Aaron Rodgers just 24 of 35, 195 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Hey, that feels so good. And that 0 for 6 on third down, would that technically be a cream cheese bagel?
Yes, it would be.
All right, thank you.
Yes. By the way, Terry McLaurin, 5 for 73 and a touchdown as well. He might hear his name coming up later on when we get to some accolades for the day. All right. Let's take a timeout. You're watching the Command Center postgame live on the Washington Commander YouTube channel. We have good news, by the way, if you want to get pizza this week. We'll get into that coming up next, among other things, and your phone calls at 1-800-493-1003, 800-493-1003. You're watching Command Center postgame live on the Washington Commanders YouTube channel and listening on the Washington Commanders Radio Network.
Dude, fire. Grill master, huh?
Burgers, better with Pepsi.
With the Game of Life scratch-off from the Maryland Lottery, all roads lead to fun. Play the Game of Life scratch-off today and get your chance to win up to $1 million.
Finding the Honda you really want just got easier. With a longer limited warranty, So long. And complimentary oil changes within the first year. You've never been more at peace than with Honda Certified Pre-Owned.
Washington Commanders football is back, and so is our BOGO. On game day, buy one large pizza and get a second large pizza for free. Order online or download the app today. Paisanos, official pizza partner of the Washington Commanders.
Commanders win at 23-21. That was the first lead of the game for the Commanders, and they never looked back after that as they scored 20 unanswered en route to the 23-21 win, holding off the Packers here today at FedEx Field. That was the safe drive of the game, brought to you by Crown Royal. Live generously, and life will treat you royally. Please drink responsibly. All right, our panel of experts here, Fred, have voted in on the offensive player of the game, brought to you by Victory Van Moving and Storage, delivering excellent service for 75 years and a proud partner of the Washington Commanders.
And what you get? What was your vote?
The vote was Fred Smoot said Taylor Heineke was the offensive player of the game, so we're going to go with that. 20 of 33, 201 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception, but again, some big plays down the stretch. That touchdown pass there. You know, he admitted he was off early. He was a little jittery, and then he got it together, and they won the football game, which is the most important statistic of the day.
Call for alcohol. Grab me a Heineke. Old Dominion's royalty. You understand?
Yeah.
Heineke,
it
starts, it ends with the quarterback. If we would have lost this game, we would have blamed it on Heineke. We won this game. I got to give him my blessings. I got to give him his props. Heineke.
Do you want to play the game? Would they have won the game with Carson Wentz later?
Yeah, we can. I would love to.
All right. Good news if you've been trying to get some extra pizza toppings.
I have.
Since the Commanders had 2 extra points today, make sure you visit your local Paisanos tomorrow, and you'll receive 2 free toppings all day long.
Not one.
But 2.
Not 2. And let me tell you about this Paisanos particularly. Yeah. We literally shipped the cheese from Green Bay, goat's cheese, all right, goat cheese from Green Bay, and this is what you can get one-time offer. We got 2 toppings. We're winning right now.
It's good pizza, by the way. I'm wearing some of it on my shirt. Thank goodness I'm wearing the burgundy-ish shirt today.
Well, you know what?
Because I did get a little sauce on the shirt before.
I forgot to bring your Old Dominion bill.
Thank you.
But you know, I would have.
I appreciate that. Well, Again, it was good to have extra toppings for everybody.
For a change.
Yeah, because we were kind of like topping lists there for a while.
We was eating cheese pizza for weeks. All right, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Thank Lord for these touchdowns.
No doubt.
Ghost
And extra
cheese.
points, most importantly.
Ghost cheese.
All right, we're going to get to calls coming up. We are way behind. 800-493-1003. 800-493-1003. Your patience will be rewarded if you're on the line to hang in there with us. We're going to get to Austin, Texas. We're going to get to North Carolina, wherever you may be, all around the world here after a Commanders victory that you're watching the Command Center postgame live on the Commanders YouTube channel, and you're listening to Washington Commanders football.
Big one.
From selecting the perfect produce and triple checking its quality to preparing it for you, we have perfected the art of fresh.
This is Maya Titan. She's smiling because her small culinary supply store, Titan's Pans, is up and running. And this is NFL star Derrick Henry, accidentally tagging Titan's Pans instead of his loyal fans. Which, very unexpectedly, has her business trending. And trending, and trending, and oh my. And there goes the internet. Good thing Maya uses FedEx to help prepare for unexpected demand. Because you never know what's next.
5 minutes, fellas. 5 minutes.
Appreciate it, man. Oh, okay. You getting that bet in before the boom,
Oh,
huh?
yeah, LA all the way.
What? Oh, come on, man. You know it's Boston, baby.
KG, I understand why you said it, but it's LA.
Jay, are you serious?
You know what? It's LA.
Why are you standing up?
Because it's LA. You know what? You ain't scaring me. Let me tell you something. That ain't enough.
Boston.
It's LA.
Commanders fans, what a day. Beat the Pack. We're going to Indy next week.
Hey, let's go, Commanders. You know, hard-fought win, man. Let's keep that going, man.
Commanders fans, what's up, man? Terry McLaurin in the stadium. It's a great week, great game to come out with against a good opponent. We needed it, and when we needed it, we came through. Got the first down to win the game, and this is such a great team effort. We're going to go to Indy next week and try to get another one, but we're on a roll right now, so we appreciate y'all. Look at this. When it's fun, it's real fun. Let's try to keep it going.
you go. That was the rewarding moment of the game as the Commanders hold off the Packers here 23-21, brought to you by the Maryland Lottery. Please play responsibly. Of course, Ron Rivera saw one of these up close one time, the old Stanford band play, so he was probably not real comfortable. I thought Rodgers definitely threw a forward pass. They didn't call that. They called the crackback block instead.
Yep.
But either way, it was game over. But I got to be honest with you, for about 5 seconds, I think my heart stopped when I saw the flag.
The play lasted so long.
I was like, oh, no.
I started watching the play here on the deck, went to the bathroom, came back. The play was still going on. Like, listen.
That was scary.
Usually after the third one, now I start to worry.
Yeah,
the first one don't worry me, the second one don't worry me, but after the third, fourth lateral, something crazy can happen because the defensive players are tired.
Yeah, no doubt. At first I was thinking they were trying to get just a quick hitter to get in field goal range, and I was thinking they went all Dallas Cowboys on us, not realizing the clock was going to run out.
Yeah.
I thought maybe Mike McCarthy was back on the headset over there.
Never.
But it was the throwback play, and again, with a quarterback like Rodgers, I'm a little surprised he doesn't get the old post-up play. I mean, he's hit a million Hail Marys, and that was certainly within his range, for sure.
And that's what I said. Why not throw? But guess what? He don't. This is the most.
They didn't take any shot plays against this defense. It's amazing.
No, he took one to Money Rodgers.
Well, that's right.
He dropped it.
Right. Yeah,
but see, you can tell he has no
confidence.
No confidence in these guys. He doesn't trust them.
You're right.
Like what I seen today was Aaron Rodgers. I almost looked like he wasn't even into the game early in the game. Like, I seen Aaron Rodgers that, when you better than somebody, you come out here, we're going to throw passes all over you. I saw an unsure Aaron Rodgers for the first time.
It was interesting. 800-493-1003. 800-493-1003. And he continues to be winless in the regular season at FedEx. He won a playoff game here, but the regular season has not been kind to him here for some reason.
I told you, we own him. He say he owns Chicago. We own Aaron Rodgers. Matter of fact, we finna buy every cheese packing plant in Green Bay. At the end of the day, we own Aaron Rodgers. I'm fine with that.
Percy Butler, by the way, was seen wearing a cheese head leaving the locker room today.
I tried to get
He had
one.
a big fumble recovery, obviously. Nobody would let you wear their cheese head.
Nobody would let you know what? That means.
There was a couple of those people here today.
Yeah, and that lets me know that they was mad about the game, and that's how I like fans to leave FedEx. I like fans to leave FedEx with a smile turned upside down, and that is a frown, my friend. I like them to leave here that way. I tried to get like 5 or 6 cheese heads. They looked at me, turned their nose up at me, and they say it's a long way back to Green Bay.
And usually Wisconsin people are very nice, right? They're very, they're very friendly to you.
Oh, not really. I played in that division.
Not to you.
I played in that division, and then I got a pick, ran for a touchdown. I tried to Lambeau leap to get the experience. They pulled old Milwaukee all over me. For 4 quarters, I was licking my jaw. It was just old Milwaukee's everywhere.
All right, 800-493-1003. Let's get to the phones and talk to Ramsey in Austin. Ramsey, thanks for waiting.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, Ramsey.
We good, baby. Always good out the win. Talk to us, Ramsey.
Man, you guys do such a great job. Scott, you couldn't do any better, man. It's just so enjoyable. When do you think that this organization, they got the powers that be, are going to recognize that Taylor Heineke is the heart of this football team? And that, you know what I mean? Is that it's so obvious to. I've been a fan, since they're the Redskins and the football team and the Commanders or whatever they call them now. And I just don't – inside each commander beats the heart of a Redskin, and Taylor Heineke has that heart. How hard is it to see?
Hey, I think I see what you're saying. He's your Rocky Balboa. And the one thing about Rocky, he's the ultimate underdog, and we pull for the ultimate underdog. And I see what you're saying. The team responds to him. He has a relationship with this team. Why wouldn't they respond to him? But I just can't say we're just super in a better. Jack, what about you? What do you think?
Well, listen, I think what's going to be fascinating to watch is how they come out of this 4-game, 5-game, whatever the stretch is, right, when they say, okay, Carson's back and available.
Yeah.
Because if you aren't a heater, it's going to be awful hard to and I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here. Today's today. Look, you saw some of his best stuff on display with the play to Terry and the legs, but you also saw some stuff that had the reason why they were out shopping for quarterbacks in the offseason as well. But I thought as the game went on, he got better. I think, again, there is a formula that they know they have to play with him.
Yep.
And the probably same formula they should have been using with Wentz as well. that you saw today that worked really well for him, especially with this two-headed monster running back.
It reminds me of a situation with my cousin. My cousin, he married an ugly wife, right? He married an ugly wife, and they was together for like 5 years, right?
What?
Then, next thing you know, he took the ugly wife for granted. She ended up divorcing him, and for 3-4 years, he realized she might not have been as cute on the outside, but the things on the inside made her special. And you know what? Heineke might be that ugly wife. You don't appreciate him visually, but you know what? She does everything to make sure your life is in order, and Heineke might be the unattractive wife that loves you the rest of your life.
I never thought I'd go through a segment and think I want you to go back to the Golden Booger reference, but I think I might want you to go back after that one, after the ugly wife one. Anyway, Mike in North Carolina, you're next here on the Postgame Show. How you doing?
What's up? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
We doing good, brother. Talk to us.
Man, I got 3 things I want to say. First of all, Taylor Heineke, he looked pretty good, especially after the interception. It's good to have a quarterback with legs out on the field, and that deep throw shocked me. I wasn't expecting that, but I'm glad he connected. Number 2, the running game, Robinson, Gibson, they looking pretty special. I'm glad that we got yards on the ground. But number 3, I hope our next game we don't have drama at the very end. I'm getting a little worried about that. I'm getting a little sick of that. So, yeah, thank you for taking my call.
All right, thanks.
Oh, you're going to lose hair watching these games. You're going to lose hair. You're going to lose weight. That's the one thing about sports. That's the one thing about football. It's the ultimate reality show. And we don't know how it's going to end. And we don't know what play going to bend our back. We don't know what play going to win us the game. And guess what? I love a good, exciting ending. Now, this one I almost had a heart attack. I'm glad they had the defibrillator right there beside me. But, hey, it was a very drama-filled game, and I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was. Look, they made some big plays late. I mean, big balls to Scott Turner for calling a couple of those pass plays.
Yeah, he did.
With Heineke and McLaurin late. And McLaurin, by the way, just smart. I mean, we know he's a smart player.
Yes, he is.
As Joe Gibbs would say, super smart. To stay in bounds, that one play where he made sure he was going to stay in bounds in order to keep the clock going.
Yep.
The Packers, it was a big deal that they made the Packers burn those 3 timeouts.
Quickly.
Quickly. And the fact that, they kept the pressure on them. I liked it. A lot of times you see a team just going to run on the line of scrimmage 3 times, and I know we'd love for it to be the Rigo drill and it'd be 1983 all over again, but it's not. I mean, it's not reality.
It's not going to happen.
That's not who these guys are completely, but for the most part, they were the more physical team today, obviously. Won at the line of scrimmage, and they won the football game. Let's get Joe in Springfield in before we take a timeout. What's happening, Joe? Joe, go ahead, buddy.
Talk to us, Joe.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Oh, man. I'm driving back right now. I got you on speaker, and, man, that was a great game to be at in person, be there for a homecoming weekend. Yeah, we can still call it homecoming. I got to tell you, Taylor Heineke, again, we go back to last year when he, had an interception or there was a fumble return for a touchdown. He responded by saying, you know what, I'm tired of this, I got this. And he responded again. This is what Taylor Heineke does. And, the running game, I'm telling you, when Brian Robinson got drafted, everybody said Brian Robinson was going to be the future. That was good. But Antonio Gibson today and Brian Robinson together showed they're a good 1-2 punch by running the football. I mean, we had almost 200 yards rushing because of those two. I mean, it works well. Yeah. The penalties at the end, oh, my God. I mean, my section was, freaking out every time there was a penalty being called on us at the end. But a good win. And you know what, Aaron Rodgers, listen, I know that he's 1-0 in postseason, fine. But you know what? Once again, Aaron Rodgers did not have to go sing It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood in Washington because he's still 0-4 at FedEx Field in the regular season. I'm going home to celebrate. Peace, guys.
All right, thank you, Jim.
That's what I'm talking about. Have some pride, DC. Everything's not bad. Aaron Rodgers don't know how it feels to win here. Heineke. Except for the playoffs.
Except for the one playoff game.
You know what? I take all that back. All right, on to the next team.
By the way, the next time we're home, your old team's here. The next time this team's at home.
Who are you talking about?
The Vikings, and you Vike that.
Kirk
Cousins.
That's my ex-wife.
Are you going to wear your Vike that T-shirt in the postgame?
That's my ex-wife. You don't invite your ex-wife over after you divorce him. Hey, listen, Kirk Cousins, do you think it's the revenge of Kirk Cousins? Do you think he's going to really come?
Well, before we have that, we got it's not Carson Wentz returning to Indianapolis. If we can only find another hook for that game, I don't know. It'd be interesting. But anyway, 800-493-1003, 800-493-1003. Let's get to Sean next. Sean, thanks for waiting. You're with us here on the official postgame show from Newport News, 757 Represent.
All right, 757 and nobody else.
Sean, go ahead, buddy.
Think Sean left us.
Did we lose Sean?
Did we?
Oh, man.
Hey,
All right.
Good again, I'm right here. I'll go home.
There you
My
are.
bad.
Okay, you
Hello?
scared me. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I want to take the time out to get Scott Boyd, the offensive coordinator. I want to give him a hands up for the simple fact is he actually utilized both running backs at the same time. I just would like to see him keep number 10 as a stationary wide receiver and have AG do the motion. That way it make it a real running situation, whether you got to take him on as a running back on the sweep, on the go, and he can still be the wide receiver because he got hands. And you can also send Robinson up the hole. You can do it vice versa. And I've been a Redskins fan all my life. Excuse me, I can't say Redskins. I'm a now Commander fan, but I don't think it's fair because that's the longest relationship I ever had. And Tyler Heineke, he's really the truth. Now I'm from Newport News, Virginia. I do things with the kids for the boys club, and we used to always have tickets. I used to take them to the ODU game. I'd have seen him get knocked down, get back up. He's what it is. We spent $26 million just to find out that we got the bridge to whenever we find our franchise. And I don't think that's fair, but hey, it is what it is.
I feel you,
Thanks
brother.
for the call, buddy.
I feel you, brother, and that's a nice
Thank you, Sean.
payphone he was talking to us on right
That was
there.
a Sports Illustrated shoe phone that you used to get for the free subscription.
I'm
back in
going
the
to
day, I
say,
think,
that
actually.
was totally
Yeah,
a throwback
it was a shoe
right
phone,
there.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, listen to me. I understand. But, hey, he had a point right there when it comes to, hey, that's probably the longest relationship he's ever had. I'm similar that way.
Yeah, look, Taylor is one of those guys. He doesn't get rattled, right? Like almost like he gets pissed off, and he plays better afterwards. I think there were some things he certainly missed today. Ron said he was late on some stuff. I would agree with that.
And we expected that. He hasn't played all year long.
But I do feel like there was more
positive than negative.
Positive than negative. There's more variety in this offense today than we've seen in a few weeks. And look, I mean, they couldn't stay on the field. They had 72 plays today. I mean, they stayed on the field. And I know you wish they scored, we always want them to score in the 30s, right?
Yeah.
But they hadn't scored the 20s in a bunch of weeks. So, and that's with a missed field goal from Sly. So, again, yes, you can be hard on them and critical of them, but also understand that there were some movement forward. There was some movement forward today with the offense. Again, last time they scored in the 20s, you got to go back to week 2. I mean,
who you telling? I've been eating cheese sticks for the last month because I can't get no toppings on my paisanos. So at the end of the day, thank Lord for Heineke, and now I can have sausage and pepperoni. It does me well.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. We're getting wet, but we don't care. It's like it's like a victory bath.
Yeah,
23-21.
I like what it's doing to your toupee. It's
Thank
making
you.
it lean to the
That's
side.
Now we had a conversation about these things.
Yeah, you're right. I apologize. I apologize if I hurt your feelings, Jackson.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings by sending you screenshots to the Mississippi State-Alabama game all night last night while I was drinking
and I did
beer.
not return them. I did not return them at all.
You pretended you didn't see them. I know it. Next time I'm hitting the other burner phone. All right, 800-493-1003. You're watching Command Center Postgame Live on the Commanders YouTube channel, listening to the Washington Commanders Radio Network.
Toyota is the #1 selling car brand in America, thanks to a steady supply of new vehicles, which means faster delivery to you. And now with special financing options. Choose an electrified 46 mpg Camry Hybrid right now with low 2.49% APR, or take 2.49% financing on an impressive 52 mpg Corolla. Visit your Toyota dealer and reserve yours today. Toyota, let's go places.
The modern world is a digital world, at home, at work, or on the go. We rely on data every day. Losing it can result in lost family photos, lost business, or even a lost job. Want to avoid these problems? You need cyber protection, where backup and cybersecurity meet. Only Acronis offers backup solutions that also stop ransomware before your files are damaged. It's easy, efficient, and secure cyber protection for all your data. Try Acronis free for 30 days. Go to acronis.com today for modern cyber protection.
All right, last segment up here on YouTube. Still got another hour to go on radio. 23-21 Commanders beat the Packers. Today's game broadcast was presented by the Washington Commanders fan crews.
I can't wait.
By the way, it is raining harder now. So this is probably going to be on the shorter side of segments. 800-493-1003. We'll hear from Ron Rivera coming up on the other side from the podium as well. But let's get to Dre next. Dre, thanks for waiting.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Grenade dropping here.
Talk to us, Dre. I'm like Michael Jackson on that video. I'm in the rain singing right now.
Hey, look, man, I got to call in on the dubs, too, man. Can't call in only when we lose. Listen, I really enjoyed their fight today, fellas. If you love the game, you love the way that they fought. Of course, you want it to not be that close. You want to run away with it.
Sure.
It's obviously some stuff that we need to clean up. But I feel like that's our next step, if that makes sense. Like, that's our next step. When we get to that point where we run away with these kind of games, then you know that we're there because it was there for us to run away with. But I appreciate Scott's creativity. For some reason, I didn't even think about the Wildcat, but, I mean, we pulled that out of our tail. I would like to see that more. I mean, just the creativity with these playmakers in the offense. I feel like we played well. The defense really played with their hats on fire today. Special teams. It was just an all-around good game. Kudos to them. And we have potential to get on the roll here, fellas. We really do. I'm going to take that off the air. Appreciate y'all, man.
Hey,
thank you, Dre. Thank you, man. Look, they've got two former quarterbacks playing tight end who they've used that with. Logan Thomas has run the Wildcat before for them, and obviously now Armani Rogers.
I would actually do it with Curtis Samuels. I would put Curtis Samuels at the Wildcat and let him be the guy. Now, I don't know can he throw, but he can do everything else.
All right. I'll tell you what. We're going to take a timeout. We'll hear Ron Rivera on the other side. We're getting poured on out here at FedEx Field.
We are.
23-21 Commanders winners. It's cathartic. It's victory rain is what it is today.
Look at
victory rain here in Landover after the win today. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Final hour on the radio. Thanks to the YouTubers for sucking it up with us today.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with more here on the Washington Commanders Radio Network.
Look at that toupee.
Just understand this, man. Just understand this. You believe in yourself and you trust in everybody else in this room, you got a chance. I promise you that. And that doesn't tell you what you can do, doesn't tell you what you're capable of, and you ain't paying attention. Okay? Understand it. I know it's in this room. I believe it's in this room. I really do. And what we saw today tells you can do it. Doesn't matter how you do it as long as you can do it. That's the most important thing. A lot of things to be proud of, a lot of things we're going to learn from, a lot of things we'll get better from. and understand that. Okay? We have it. We have it. Now let's take it. Okay? And I'll tell you what, y'all get victory Monday. Here we go.